Why do I keep worrying? Don't he feed the birds? Don't he just the lilies? Don't I trust his word? Don't I keep it near me? And he take the world? I'ma let him steer it. For real. Hey, the devil can shut up. Yo, it's your boy Anthony Ray. We here at the Building My Relationship with God podcast. Yo, this is our first time ever having somebody else on the podcast other than me. And it's an honor and privilege that I get to do it with my brother Solomon Walden.
Yes, sir, boy.
We call him Solo. Some of y'all might know him as Low the O. Hey, you got a lot of nicknames. You got any other nicknames I don't know about, bro?
Yeah, but we ain't gonna talk about
it.
Yeah.
For sure. But this is my boy. I'm talking about Sandbox, like growing up with each other. Before even giving my life to Jesus, like this was my brother. And now even that we both walking with the Lord, it's even crazy that we still locked in. Because that's not the case with all of the friendships that we've had, bro. So, man, I want to go take us back, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, man, my hope in y'all hearing a little bit about my brother today is that you would just, like, have an open heart, an open mind, and hear, man, what God has done in his life. And hopefully that would give you an idea of what God can do in your life. Specifically, I'm thinking about dudes that come from rough backgrounds, that come from poverty, that come from single parent household, that come from like coming home and not seeing your dad in the house. Like, man, I believe that this particular episode is gonna bless you. So, let's get into it, Lo.
Let's get it, man.
So, Lo, you from the Met?
You from the Met, you know
from
that.
The Met,
yes,
like,
sir.
man, what side of town you grew up in?
Yeah, so you know we from the North.
Yeah.
Northeast side.
For the people who don't know the North, what's the North?
Yeah, so I mean, if we talk about geography, like I think there's like a bigger portion of the North. We're from the Northeast.
Yeah.
You got the North going from like, you know, Decker Boulevard, deeper on 2-Notch all the way down. But we're on the Northeast side. So, you know, that's, you know, Clemson Road, Hardscrabble Road, you know, the other side of 2-Notch, going to Blythewood, that area. So, yeah, man, we from the North, you know, not born but raised for sure.
For sure.
It's the Met.
You born from up top, the real North, though.
Yeah, the real North.
What part?
Yeah.
Where were you born from?
Yeah, Bronx, New York. So my whole family, both sides, mom and dad side, both from the Bronx. I was born there, lived there for like a year, and then we moved down here. So they don't respect that though. So I never would in my life. Yeah. I'm really from the Met anyway, regardless. Yeah. But I never would try to even claim New York because they wouldn't respect that.
For sure.
So yeah, from the Met.
For sure. So being from the Met, we're gonna go straight into it. Man, you have navigated so much in your life, and I want to go straight to the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
Man, you come home one day and lights are out.
Ooh,
I'm going straight there, bro. I'm going straight there. You come home one day. How old are you? Take me there. You already know where I'm at right now.
15. I want to say 15.
Yeah. And where are you at in life? Are you in school?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah, so it's like 10th grade, first semester.
Yeah.
I want to say it's 10th grade, first semester. Yeah, so we'll stick with that. And it's around the time it's time for basketball tryouts, oddly enough.
Yeah.
And you know, we hoop my whole life, man, like all in the Met, everywhere, you know, slammers, shout out to the slammers, you know, all of that. And so it's time for that again. We had already played 9th grade, so it's like, man, it's automatic. We just doing this just to do this. Tryouts is fun. We in tryouts having fun. Clapping it up. I'm having also too one of the best tryouts I've ever had. Like, it was natural. Wasn't nervous. You know, like I just said, we just played B team the year before. And by the way, we had Ridgeview. Yeah. Gotta shout that out. How we forget that?
Yeah. RB. Y'all know what's up.
Yeah. I know you a bingo on the low, but it's really Blazer Nation for this podcast. Yeah. So we had Ridgeview. We already played B team with my dogs, so it's nothing. We just about to go in the JV year. And so, man, I found out, like literally, I found out that I had got cut, and it was devastating for me. Like, I had never got cut from a team. I'm not gonna lie, so that was real different for me. And I was wondering why. And you know, that's its own kind of drama in itself, its own devastation in itself. Yeah. But then, to your point, I came home.
Now, real quick, before we even move forward, I have to let you know that this cut is not your average cut. Like there's dudes that try out for the basketball team and they try out and you like know they're gonna get cut, right? Like you like, but why is you even trying out?
Right.
Like it is safe to say, and anybody who grew up around us during this time know that, bro, Solomon was like a little like star growing up.
Yeah,
like
sure.
bro, like in all the recreational leagues, AAU, like people knew Solo. So for him to be cut from this team, this is literally devastating. Like I played on a recreational team when this man was dropping 20 to 30 points, bro. Like I'm like on some little Kobe Bryant type jump line, bro. Like so,
Chill.
I want you to know that this moment of his life isn't just I got cut. This is excruciating. This is painful. This is hurtful. So as he's walking to his house in this moment, he is, if I can say, like depressed. Is that a good word to say? Yeah.
I'm down bad,
Yeah,
bro. Like, ball, this around Baller's life was like, now that's probably corny to say, maybe, I don't know. But around this time, ball, this is everything we all got. You know, in the Met, bro, that's all we do. It's either you playing basketball or you doing something bad, for real.
Yeah.
And so, I was devastated. Came home, and I walked in the house now. I'm not gonna lie, like, what I know my house to be, no matter what at this time, is lively, open, you feel good. A lot of people know, you know, coming to the crib growing up, like, you gonna smell it smell clean. My mama a clean freak.
Yeah.
Like, it's just good vibes. She always praying over the crib, all of that. So that's the aura I'm used to coming into my house to.
Yeah.
And this day, bro, it was dark. And I seen it from the outside. Like, I was looking like, bro, it's super dark. Like, there's no lights on but my mama's car outside. So I'm like, what's going on? And my people have been going through stuff. So, I'm not going to sit here and act like, bro, it was just, it felt like that, but the breadcrumbs was there.
Yeah.
And so, I came in the house and super dark. I don't know why I went to go use the bathroom real quick. Before I heard my mom, I went to go use the bathroom. I tried to turn the water on. That junk did not come on. I'm like, bro, what? So now I'm low key like, what's going on, bro? Lights off. Now I try to turn the light on.
Yeah.
That junk not working. So all of a sudden, like I just stopped real quick and I hear like crying, like from the distance. So I go to my mom's room and bro, she just in there broke down. You know what I'm saying? And found out that my pops had just slid. Like he was like, man, he couldn't do it no more. So it was devastation, bro. And basketball at school, and now I come home to that. It felt like, boy, everything just fell down in one time. So bro, that day right there changed my life. And what made me a man was, in one moment, I had called my pops. And by the way, love my pops to this day.
OG.
Great man. It happens. But just giving my perspective as a kid at the time. I called him. I'm like, hey, where you at? And he was like, man, I left. And I'm like, when you coming back? And he was like, I'm not. So as a kid, just got cut. My mama in here crying. Nothing in the house working, bro. That jump broke me instantly. But I realized, like, in that moment, I realized, like, nothing was going to be the same. No corny stuff. Nothing was going to be the same at all. I don't got basketball this season. And my family just broke up. My brother in New York, you know what I'm saying, Nooch, he had been in New York for like a year or two. So he was gone. I couldn't thug it with him. My oldest two brothers, they doing what they do, they grown. So it was really just me and my mama going through that situation, bro. So,
sheesh. So just to recap, 15 years old. You just got cut from the team, something you built your whole life in playing this game of basketball, something you put a whole lot of identity and worth, value in. You get cut and you come home to a place where you want some type of comfort, some type of love, a place to breathe, and like literally your breath is being taken away even more. Coming home to darkness, literally. Your mom in shambles. You trying to reason to figure out what's going on, and you call your pops, and he's like, "Hey, I'm out." Like, so, bro, you are feeling alone, depressed, discouraged, but you still got responsibility right in front of you.
Immediately.
And that's what a lot of the young guys right now are going through. Like, it's almost like in their emotional state, there's still responsibility, right? Like it's almost like the responsibility ain't going nowhere because you're depressed. Like you still got a little sister at home that you got to take care of. You still got a mama that you feel like you got to provide for. Tell me, what was your response to that? Like when you seen your mom in shambles, what did that produce out of you, and knowing that Pops wasn't gonna be there anymore?
Yeah, bro, you speaking facts. So it was a lot of what you just said, but also what he had done for me before he left. From a man perspective, I seen my Pops, bro. Like it's a running joke. Shout out to the Jamaicans out there, but you know, he was like Jamaican. He not Jamaican. Like he always had 4 or 5 jobs if he had to. My parents had a traditional setup. Dad go to work, mom stay home, keep the house, raise the kids. It was a great setup for us. So he used to have to overcompensate. And when he did that, you know, it really showed me, dog, he tired when he come in, to the point where I know he don't got nothing left for us. And I had to respect that, because, bro, this is how we eating. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but then he would get up before all of us too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, I seen it. Like I would hear him leaving. I would hear him coming home. I would hear him at some points when we really had to get it, or, you know, he really had to hold it down. I would hear him. I would know he came home after everybody. Hear him get up in the middle of the night to go work somewhere and come back before I'm off to school. Feel me? So like he used to grind. And so he also allowed me my first opportunity to do what I wanted to do from an entrepreneurship standpoint, which was cut grass, bro. You know, he let me use the lawnmower, tools that he probably, you know, shouldn't have been letting me use at the age I was using them. You know, he seen me do that. He gave his little 1-2 on that. My mom, she's a hustler too. She used to let me. She used to go buy big bags of candy, bro, for me to go sell at school. You know what I'm saying? And then I had a legendary party in my house too. And so, and he was still involved in. He still lived there, and you know, he seen that. So I had some real good tools in me that said, hey, like, this is wild that this is happening right now. This is sad. This is devastating. And it's going to take a lot for us to get back where we need to be. But, bro, we got to eat. Ain't no way I'm about to let my mom just sit in this place of, you know, being sad and being depressed. She had already had a couple jobs by now. She had been back working for a minute now too, so it wasn't like she didn't know how to go get it, but replacing that income, and he still held down a lot of stuff too, but it's different being in the house. Had to go get it. So immediately, you know, at that point, it's like, well, I got cut anyway. Like that distraction not there no more. Practice every day, still got to work out on the side from that, making sure your skills tight, you know what I mean, games, all of that goes into that. I got to reallocate that time now. And so, honestly, bro, now that I'm grown, I look back and I recognize that was God set up. It had to be. Because if that still would have happened while I'm playing ball, man, now I gotta make that decision for myself. And I don't think I would have made that decision. And now we just struggling, because I got to hoop, you know? So, man, I went, I worked at McDonald's, I worked at Jimmy Jazz at the same time. I had already started throwing parties, but it went to another level. I ain't gonna skip ahead, because I know you probably gonna ask me about that, but I had started to do that. And man, I was even at the USC games. I don't know if you know this.
No, never heard nothing about a USC game.
Okay, bet. So Jarrell had a plug with I can't remember the coach right now, the South Carolina Kings. He used to have them walking in the stands on some do you want a Pepsi?
Right.
Type time. We was on that, bro. Snack boy in the crowd. I used to do that. Leave, them boys want to go hoop.
All of this to get money to accumulate.
Bro, I'm never home. Never home.
And as you're getting this money, so you mentioned like you were throwing parties at this time, concession stands at USC. What else? You started working at a
Jimmy Jazz.
Yeah. Like when you would get this money, what would you do with it?
Yeah. So the party money was a different type of money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, that was like, honest to God, it took me probably until I was like 21.
Yeah.
Already working
Yeah.
a corporate job to get that type of bread back. It was that much.
Yeah.
We was throwing parties every month.
Yeah.
And they did really well. And so that money was for to help my mom, and then also to continue to invest in that.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy Jazz, I'm not gonna lie, McDonald's only lasted 2 weeks. Yeah, bro. Shout out to Mr. Jimmy. Shout out my boy J-Rock.
Yeah.
You know, he was an influential fatherly figure that all of us love, Mr. Jimmy.
Yeah.
And when he passed, I had to go to the funeral. So I tried to call him, tried to call out. They didn't answer.
Yeah,
I'm not going to the funeral.
Right.
So I ended up not going to that. When I picked my first check up, they also told me I got to let go.
Yeah, this is at McDonald's.
This at McDonald's,
yeah.
So that didn't last long, but Jimmy Jazz, that check was for, you know, for me too.
Yeah,
you know, I could buy sneakers, and do the kid stuff, buy food, waste the money.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, I was definitely holding it down with my mom.
For sure. You move forward from seeing your mom in shambles, and you kind of had to stand up as a man.
Yeah.
You get several jobs. Some of them was jobs that was honorable. Like as we look back on it, some of them like, I don't know if that was the right way, but it was like as kids, man, you felt like you used the tools that you had. You knew you had clout, you had leverage with people. So you started to throw parties. Yeah. And bro, these parties, let's talk about this real quick. These parties wasn't just your average little kickbacks outside. This was worldwide in reference to the city.
For sure. Like
people would come from all different areas of town to come to these parties. And bro, I remember like tickets used to be like $20.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, but it would get so packed that y'all used to say outrageous numbers so that they wouldn't come in, and they still would pay.
They still paid it, for sure.
So the ticket $20, but at the door it's like, bro, there's too many people, we say 50.
Yeah.
And people turn around and pull out $50.
Yeah, let's get it. Yeah.
Like, and though as we look back, it's like, bro, that wasn't an honorable like thing that we would do now with maturity. It was showing some sense of entrepreneurship that God always had on your life.
Right.
I feel like with every gift that God gives us, the enemy tries to pervert it.
Yeah.
Or he tries to twist it. And it feels as though we have to settle for this lower grade of the higher grade that God has for us.
Facts.
So back then, I feel like the enemy was like, yo, get inside the party scene. Because the party scene would turn into a club scene.
Absolutely.
And the club scene would turn into, you know, just you'll be known as having these Diddy parties. Come on, bro.
No.
You feel me? Like, no.
No Diddy.
I'm got not on that. You gotta chill Diddy right now.
No Diddy, but for sure.
But you get what I'm saying? Like these big celebrity parties that, bro, who knows what it would have turned into. Yeah. But the reality is, man, God was calling you to the marketplace.
Yes.
God was calling you to like now have Airbnbs now. Now like be in corporate America, Verizon Wireless, making over 6 figures now. Right? So like tell me, when did that shift change from getting money this way and now saying like, all right, bro, I'm about to boss up and get off of this scene and go to this scene and start making money in an even more honorable way?
For sure. Yeah, nah, good stuff, bro. So I think to your point, if I'm being honest, there was a sense of this may not be honorable. Yeah. But really what made me turn was, I always thought ahead. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I would be the one that would sit back and learn from other people's mistakes. Right. Or their triumphs. Yeah. Just because you can learn from both. Yeah. And man, there are promoters in the city that are from back then that are still promoters now. Right? And one thing we both know about that industry is there's no 401k in that. Right. Yeah. Right. There's no
meaning no stability, no savings.
There's no structured future plan. There's no hey man, if you do this for so long, you're gonna end up with this and not have to do what you was doing anymore and still have that.
Come on.
Feel me?
We have to pause real quick, and bro, he is such a gem guy that he just throws it out, and he doesn't even recognize that he does it because he's a bank of knowledge.
Yeah.
But what he said was in his situation when he was getting money in a way that now we see as dishonorable as it relates to the life that God is calling us. You had this perspective of like, but how long is this actually gonna last? Exactly. And I don't think the youngest nowadays always see that. Like you on the streets and you getting money, but how long is gonna last? Exactly. You feel me? Like you getting money this way, you getting money that way, but how long is gonna last? Okay, the plug just gave me some, but how long is gonna last? What was it that turned on that even got you to the point of started thinking that way? Yeah. So to be vulnerable about it, in that industry, you got highs and lows, right? We had some crazy parties. Yeah. To your point. Yeah. Man, we had capacity an hour ago. Yeah. I really need to make sure nobody comes in here. We passed the fire marshal, occupancy level. We passed all of that. We about to get in trouble. Yeah. They won't pay 70. Yeah. Charge them 70. Yeah. They pay it to that point, right? Yeah. So with those things like actually happening, that's the highs. That's the stuff you like to remember. But we had big flops. Like we had parties where we expected 750 people, 800 people, and we got 200, 250, right? And you still got to pay the bills. You got operational costs. You got to pay them, and then we can split. Right. And so when we started to see that, I started to see also too, man, I can't preview my money. I can't say, all right, I can guarantee this amount of money and make sure I'm good. And I don't like that. Yeah. I like structure, especially as it relates to finances. And so that was also a piece of it. Was like, okay, everybody has their time, and everything that's great sometimes don't last. Yeah. And so I seen it. So a part of it was, all right, not only will I have too many highs and lows in the process of the now, but also the future don't guarantee nothing because this isn't enough for me to save for the future. Right. I mean, bro, we was in high school. So that's 15, 16, 17, 18 years old. That's not going to be 60-year-old money. Yeah. I don't care if I can convert this to the club scene and now we got a liquor license. Right. I don't care if, now social media is really jumping because, social wasn't jumping until like high school for us. Yeah. So like, yeah, it could have turned into something. And a lot of people still to this day talk about like, man, Lo, you could have, but it just, I don't know, it wasn't me. Yeah. And also, Aunt, you was at them parties. Yeah. Like my real inner circle, I really didn't like them parties like that. Yeah. Like I was at the door. Right. Some of my partners used to be in the party. Right. Partying, right? Really in the mix, and shout out to Wyatt. Yeah. It worked because, he and I was similar. Yeah. Like he kind of liked the party too, but he was really like me too. Like, let's make sure this is good, everything's straight, people getting paid, everything has a good system. So, I'm not gonna lie, we used to make our goal or get all the money we was gonna get because again, we don't have liquor. Right. So it's not like, man, the bar gonna keep running up money till 2 a.m. Right. First of all, this party's over at 1. Yeah. And we stopped letting people in at 11:30. Right. The money's made. I was ready to go home, bro. It wasn't my scene. I hated it. Yeah. You could tell that it just, I don't know, man. And let's be honest, man, some bad things used to happen at those parties. Yeah. Fights. Shootings. Man, street shut down. He just dropped something else real quick that he doesn't know that he said. But he said, though he was getting all this money, it had highs and lows. And if he could be honest, he was hating it. Yes. Bro, how many young guys right now doing what they doing, but low key, they won't tell nobody. I'm hating this show. Yeah, you're right. I'm hating who this is making me become. I'm hating how I gotta look over my back. I'm hating how I'm always on 10s. Right. I'm hating how I can't be my age. Right. But I gotta get this money. Yeah. Right? So I'm pretty sure that was probably, correct me if I'm wrong, but like your mindset, like I hate this job. We gotta get this money. I don't have a choice, bro. Yeah, like that's exactly what it was, bro.
And to me, it was the safest thing that wasn't selling drugs, robbing, scamming.
Yeah.
Like, we know we can easily get to that.
Right.
Like, but this to me was like fun.
Yeah.
At the same time, like, let's be honest, bro. In the Met, what you gonna do if you're not hooping? A kickback, a party.
Yeah.
We gonna go play 2K,
Yeah.
something like that. But like, if we want to get into it, that's what we was looking to do.
Yeah.
So why not be the source? But yeah, absolutely. And it got old fast, man. And then honestly, there's nothing honorable that can come from dishonorable activity.
Come on,
meaning,
bro. Come on.
I had a real friendship built and a partnership built with somebody that we was getting money.
Yeah.
And something that wasn't the fault of his, I allowed to get in the way of, just to be honest, I don't even know if anybody heard this before, but it was my fault, right? The Top Flight ultimately broke up, you know?
I've never heard you say that, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, we grown,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
It ain't.
I'm just saying, we 28, 29, like, bro, I've never heard you say that was your fault. Yeah.
It was 100% my fault, man. It's always girl problems. Right. I let a girl get in between it, man. It really wasn't even what I thought it was. And me being passionate, right? And, being hard to calm down in certain situations back then, I took it too far and it was hard to come back from. And I'm going to be honest too, I think that was easy to bounce back from. It probably could have made you. Now the landscape of going viral and big moments, that probably would have made us even more turned up. But I'll be honest, I think there were some people involved in the situation that didn't want to see us like that anymore. That was waiting for my spot to open up.
Right. But at the same time, but this was a divine interruption.
At 1,000%.
Right? Like, see, on the natural level, we can look at it and say, bruh, this junk stopped because of this, because of that, and all of those factors are true. But what if it was also in that same breath, God saying, I've called you to more.
That's enough.
So let me shake this up.
Right.
Let me get in front of this friendship. Let me allow, you know what I'm saying, some hardship to happen so that you guys, specifically you, because we're talking about you,
for sure,
so that you can like move out of this situation. And like, I don't think sometimes, like even me personally in my life where God has tried to shake some stuff up, like where we have the humility to stop and say, all right, bro, God is trying to show me something. Like this relationship out of nowhere splits, like something ends up happening, like God is breaking this up for a reason, and he broke this relationship, this dynamic up for a reason. And because of that being broken up, like you try to do something on your own. To fast forward the story, you try to create your own party scene without your partner. The partner that you had at the time, he tried to create his own party scene and it flopped.
We was David and Elgin.
Yeah.
We was David and Elgin, man. Like, it was like, we split the crowd. What really quickly to get through that, what made us work was I had the side of the north that I described in the beginning, which was maybe like Spring Valley back to Blythewood, right? That area. And then I would say, he predominantly had like R&E, Keenan, all of that down. But then colleges got involved. So we split the bill and it didn't work. And immediately, like, we had maybe one decent party. I think they had a decent party. They brought K-Camp. Still didn't do the numbers it used to do. Didn't matter. So it hurt everything, bro. But so when that was done, man, it was pretty much, I'd say that was like the end junior year. By senior year, I'm just working. And I had played, so I did get back into basketball. I moved to Westwood High School, you know what I'm saying, which to me was kind of crazy that I left Ridgeview. But I did. And so I went there to hoop. And I was still doing the parties. That's when everything happened. But senior year, man, I realized, like, man, I just got to get this money. Like, I'm not hooping no more. Let's just stick to it. I also realized the same way I realized man, this party scene don't have like a retirement plan. I also realized I don't want to be that dude that chased the hoop dream too long, take too long to get into the real world, and now he lost. We know a lot of people like that too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That held on to it too long, and I didn't want to be that. Yeah. So I gave it up, knowing I wasn't going to the league, right. Knowing I wasn't going D1, none of that. Yeah. And just decided to be a student, work, and you know, get this money.
For sure. Sure. Hey, we're gonna do a part 2. We're gonna close out right now. But man, Lo. Yeah. To the youngin' that's across this camera, and they are stuck in a situation probably a little different than yours, but at the principle of, man, it's hard at home. And I feel like I gotta do some type of illegal activity or some type of dishonorable thing to get money. Man, even for the young ladies, because the young ladies, it's OnlyFans now. It's all different type of stuff that is going out that kids are, and not just kids, teenagers, young adults, you name it, feel like they have to do something scammy to get the wrong money, man. What would be your advice right now to somebody like that?
Yeah, I don't want to say what you heard probably 100 times, right? Like, man, you know, just do this and do that. Like, I would tell you, be patient first. Like, I think it's important to be comfortable with the mud, meaning comfortable being low. Like, you got to be patient in that space. Now that I'm on the other side of my spiritual walk, I would also say try to seek God as much as possible. Because if you depend on yourself in that moment, you're gonna fail 9 times out of 10. You gotta be patient. You gotta really weigh the options. Like we spoke about earlier, man, try to look into the future and say, what's the possible outcomes from what I'm about to do? And I'm gonna be honest, selling drugs, scamming, all of those illegal things, I've never seen nobody like retire from that. You know, I've seen people quit in time to save themselves, or we know the other 2 options, jail, unfortunately death possibly. So with that, I would just say, number 1, be hungry. Like, be comfortable in the mud. What I mean by that is understand where you at. Be comfortable in the fact that you know it's gonna be a little while that you're there, but be hungry enough to try to get yourself out. You know, go do it the right way. Don't be scared to get 2 and 3 jobs. And also don't be quiet either. I think, especially in the Black community, I think we hate to use our resources or try to use our resources, or we mishandle it, meaning I'm gonna just ask you for money instead of saying, I know Anthony got something going on at the church. Let me use him as a resource and see if he can help me get something of my own. So use your resources, be comfortable with the mud, but try to get out the mud any way you can and just grind, man. But do it the right way. I think you'll have a better future or a better chance at doing it the right way. The long route, that's another one of my nicknames, Long Route Low. But doing it the long route and trying to take the short, easy way, and then you crash out.
For sure. Well, brother, it's an honor and privilege to have you on the podcast.
Sir.
It's not going to be the last episode because we got to finish the story.
Yeah, got to.
Man, I want to leave y'all with this before we leave. And what good is it for a man to gain this world but lose his soul? And man, there is a sense of your soul being lost as you go out and get money the wrong way, man. Like, the beautiful thing about his story, Solomon's story, is that, like, man, he was losing himself, but he had a God who loved him enough to snatch him out of that. And we'll talk more about that next time, of how God snatched him out of that. But, like, man, I just want you to keep that in mind, that, like, man, there is a cost to everything that we do.
Yes, sir.
And it may not seem like that right now, but over time, man, it will show that, like, the decisions that we make will determine our destiny, man. And we pray that you would choose the way that God has called you to live, man, because that's the best way to live. We here 10 plus years later.
Yes, sir.
Bro, we married.
Yes, sir.
We love the Lord.
Yes, we do.
We doing what God has called us to do, and we don't have to compromise. us, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thankful for you, bro.
Same
Bro, you still inspire me.
Yeah.
Like I'm 28 years old and I still look up to you, bro.
Same here,
and, bro. I'm just super thankful that what you have done and your yes to God has impacted my life as well, bro. So I pray that it impact y'all. I will see y'all again soon. As you know, it's your boy Anthony Ray with the Building My Relationship with God podcast. My boy Silo in the building. We love y'all.
Play out, man.
Yes, sir.
Boy, appreciate you, boy.
It's something official, they never seen it. The sun shining on me like I'm in Phoenix. I told them my vision, they said I'm dreaming. They thought it was little, but now they see it's something official.